Well, as the fans start to arrive for this game, on game day 4, also we have games at Peristeri, Era Nymburk, and Brose Bamberg. They will be hosting Nizhny Novgorod, Iberostar Tenerife, and Mornar Bar. And VEF Riga here in the Baltics are going for win number 2 on the season. As you look at the standings, topped by Nymburk and Tenerife, both at 3-0. Nizhny Novgorod and Peristeri each 2-1, and then you have VEF Riga and Brose Bamberg at 1-2. Gaziantep, beaten by Bamberg last week, are 0-3, and really for Gaziantep, that was their most decisive defeat last week. They had really been close in their first couple of games. They jumped out to a big early lead against Peristeri. They led by double digits in the first half, but weren't able to hold off Ilias Zuras's team. This is Gaziantep roster. And who do you want to look at? Well, Drew Crawford is crucial for this team. Number 11, Stefan Jelevac, the Serbia international. Jabbar Sanders, Jason Rich, of course, playing his second basketball Champions League game with this team. And you see the veteran of this VEF Riga team, Janis Blooms, also the Latvia national team captain. It'll be Robert Stumbris, Roberts Freemanis, Lester Medford, Christian Krachina, Xavier Thames, who's just joined this team, Victor Ilyans, Alexander Madsen from Finland, Kristaps Medis, Blooms, and Arturs Kuritz, coached by Yanis Gailidis. So Xavier Thames, who played in Hungary last season for Corman, has joined this team to try to bolster the backcourt. Riga have conceded exactly 91 points in the last 2 games, so they've really got to tighten things up defensively. You know, they lost to 2 really good teams, Peristeri and Nymburk, but they'd only allowed 74 points in their first game when they won against Mornar Bar. So they're trying to snap a 2-game losing streak. Here for this Gaziantep team, you know, you have to go back to their previous season, the Basketball Champions League, in January of 2018, when they got their last win, 103-91, and that was against Ventspils. And so they maybe the trick for them is to come to Latvia to play in the Basketball Champions League. And in fact, that was the only Basketball Champions League game where they've scored more than 100 points. They put up 103 points on the board that night. Gaziantep and fine fettle, however, good confident frame of mind after getting their first win in Turkey over the weekend. VEF Riga's Medford and Torrens Chris Wright have posted at least 14 points and 5 assists in each of their 3 appearances. So the VEF Riga players being introduced here. And you know these games 40 minutes long. Certainly Gaziantep know that, having seen again that big early lead disappear when they were playing against Peristeri. So it's not so much how you start, it's how you finish, unless you just have a horrific start. You're not able to bounce back. These games, these players, these teams, they just keep plugging away. We've seen it time and time again in the Basketball Champions League. Teams have difficult starts, but they're able to bounce back, find their rhythm, and it's really made for some thrilling action in this competition over the years. This is the 4th year of the Basketball Champions League. And you see the coach, Gailidis, there from VEF Riga. Latvia have not put a team in the Final 4 yet. They would desperately like to do, of course. the Turkey has Bandirma reached the final, in fact, when Jordan Theodore was the MVP of the league. That was in the debut season. They reached the final before falling to Final Four host Iberostar Tenerife in that very first season. So we're just minutes away from the start of VEF Riga and against visiting Gaziantep team. VEF Riga, well, you know, when you look at their team, again, they like to get a lot of stuff in transition. They like to force those turnovers, 17.7 points off turnovers per game. And that is not necessarily a strength for Gaziantep, getting just 12.3 points per game off of turnovers. Also, VEF Riga have shown the capacity to get a lot more points from the bench, averaging 28 points from the bench per game to just 15.3 for Gaziantep. Here are the referees for tonight's game, lining up their customary midcourt position. Jintin Cici there from Albania, Janusz Chalik from Poland, and also from Belgium, Geert Jacobs. Geert Jacobs, first time I've done one of his games this season. Orhan Hatieva, Drew Crawford, Jason Rich, John Ugut, the captain, and Iwan Bua is the starting five for Gaziantep, who are not available last week to play. I think Markovic certainly could have used his big Croatian. Nenad Markovic, the coach of Gaziantep. He's had some success in this competition with Pinar Karšiaka. They had a lot of good games a few years ago. Lester Medford, Christian Krahina, Alexander Madsen, and Medis, all in that starting five for coach Giannis Galidis.
We start with chin, okay? Listen, we start with chin. First, Jason receive the ball. Be patient here. One cut. We try to put the ball inside the through. Okay? After this, we play this screen for point guard. If you don't have anything, pick and roll. If you don't have anything here, pick and roll and back screen. Corner, corner. Okay? First off. Second, play the same. Okay? Ball is in Jason's hand. Point guard comes here. Three men comes here. Immediately when he passes your shoulder, go pick. Okay? Open up. Pick back screen from blue. Okay? First two offenses. Okay, back screen.
So just seconds away here from the start of VEF Riga here at home in Latvia, taking on Gaziantep. And this will be a game that both clubs realistically looking at as must win as they try to get into the top four by the end of the Basketball Champions League regular season in order to get to the playoffs. That is what is needed. And you do not want to be giving yourself that big mountain to climb from the very beginning. And when you consider, Gaziantep's situation already down to 7th place at 0-3, and a couple of wins behind Peristeri, who occupy that 4th place. Also 2 wins behind Nizhny Novgorod, who are 2-1. So it's awfully difficult making up those games, making up those wins. So Ut, the captain, ready for Gaziantep. So Jason Rich, VEF Riga will be fully aware of what he can do, as well as Crawford. Those two guys probably, along with Bua, will score the majority of their points. Well, good evening, folks. Welcome to Riga. This is the Basketball Champions League. And Gaziantep winning the opening tip here at VEF Riga. Jason Rich has the ball in his hands. Of course, he played at Besiktas last season, had many a memorable game last season. Here's Crawford getting in and really did not lay the ball up well at all. Just kind of flicked it up there rather than putting it down, and quickly to the other end is Kurtz. So he punishes, and that's the type of play that's going to give Coach Nenad Markovic more gray hair. When his team should have had 2 points. Crawford bounce pass to Bua. Bua also a player at Besiktas last season. Kristaps Metis also in that starting 5, number 24 for VEF Riga. And did he get off in time? Yes, he did. So a good play by Metis. And quickly to the other end, however, is Gaziantep and Rich. See, he's fired up after getting this first 2 and drawing the foul. He doesn't waste any time to start talking about how they got to play defense. Not sure who he was talking to, if it was Bua or somebody else, or Markovic, who was certainly looking toward in the direction of the bench. So the 3-point play gets Gaziantep back to within a point. Kurtz dribbles to his left, cut off by Rich. Here's Medford. Will he launches first? Yes, he will, and he will make it. So back to a 4-point lead for VEF Riga. Rich pulls up just inside the charity stripe and drills a jumper. You know, seeing Lester Medford hit that 3-pointer, that was huge. He's averaging 16.3 points per game in the Basketball Champions League. You see he's also got some good handles, dribbling the ball between his legs. But now a push on offense, and they turn the ball over. And he just leaned into him a little bit, you could see. A foul on Krahina, number 9. Rich back to Ut, into the corner. Hachieva rather, now Drew Crawford. Tough shot, pulls up, kind of front and back of the rim and pops out. Medford goes behind his back to avoid the contact with Crawford. He looks like an entertainer, Medford. And the battle for the ball goes out of bounds, and it will be Gaziantep possession. So that was Madsen, the Finland international, missing with the 3. Trap to get out of it easily. Now Rich open and gets it to go. That's a shooter's bounce and roll. Jason Rich off to a flying start. All 7 points for Gaziantep. 3-point attempt. Kurtz hits the 3. They'll be calling him King Arthur's if he starts drilling threes like that all season long. Now Rich might have forced that one. Ball is batted out, and it will be VEF Riga possession. It's spent the last, it's been with Saski Baskonia in Vitoria, Spain. Here's Crawford going in. This time doesn't mess around. He takes our advice and he flushes it with two hands. Always go up strong. And another reach and another foul. Stopping and starting in this one. Look at Rich. It's been the Jason Rich show. All 7 of those first points scored by him, but now Crawford has gotten in on the act. And it's a 1-point game. 1-2 VEF Riga against 0-3 Gaziantep. Oh, beautiful handoff, and then just a hammer throw by Madsen. Well, we know he's got the jump shot, and now he shows us he's got some hops, throwing it down with that right hand. Good answer, getting it inside to Ivan Bua. Here's Madsen again, getting on the baseline, but steps on the baseline, so he turns it over. Boy, how about that? That is some serious elevation. Now Blooms comes into the game. Really impossible not to think about Giannis Blooms and everything that he has been for Latvian basketball, really, for the last several years. And here he is coming right out and forcing Pachieva into a foul. So Blooms draws the foul within seconds of coming into the game. Kraina back to the basket. That's quite a test for him going up against Bua. Crawford up to Bua and just led him a little too much. Perhaps the pass just that little bit too high. Medford pulls up from deep, and that's another three, his second of the game. And it continues to be the Lester Medford show. He even assisted on Madsen's dunk. "26 years of age, from Arizona. Played his college basketball at Baylor. Played for Falcon Volcano Sombate, one of the Basketball Champions League teams this season in Hungary. Played in Geneva. Played for Nevisis. Played in Northern Macedonia and Skopje. And now here he is in Riga. And again, this time John Ugat scoring, closing that gap back to 1 for Gaziantep. His first three-pointer of the game. Bloom, first to 10. Rich gets it off to Ook. And now his pass nowhere near good enough. Intended for Drew Crawford. It's a dangerous pass, the cross-court pass. Or the skip pass. Bua into the corner. And three-pointer for for Freimanis. So Madsen gets the assist on that one. Roberts Freimanis, fully healthy this season. He's had injury issues. And quickly to the other end, Drew Crawford answers with a three. You see the sense of urgency really for both of these teams, but I would say especially Gaziantep. I mean, they're answering whenever VEF Riga score, they go down and score themselves. Now Kuritz gets inside, draws the foul with 2.8 seconds on the shot clock. Gets the foul called on Crawford. Gailidis, in many ways, it's already a successful season for them. Here's, I'll explain why. Rich has it. Hatieva, oh, beautiful release. He's left wide open. He's got to take that shot. Another three, and now Gaziantep in front. First three of the game. And the drive and the basket by Blooms. Answer from the veteran. Rich off target, but a foul called on the rebound on Madsen. Long shot, no good from Rich. Another rebound. A rebound by Stumbris, who's checked into the game. Here he is with the ball in his hands, number 4. Now Blooms. Inside, Stumbris scores, and he's fouled by Rich. So he gets an early rebound, and now here he is scoring down low and getting fouled. And gets it to go. So Gaziantep led 20-18. Now 5 unanswered points by VEF Riga. Ulasoy, number 1 in the game. And Crawford misses. And it seems like this Gaziantep team has lost a little bit of its impetus here in the last minute and a half or so. Jamar Sanders now coming in for Rich. So Rich goes out of the game having scored those 7 points. Backing his man up is Krahina, going right at Metahan Akyel, and just kind of puts up a awkward looking left-handed shot. Didn't even leave his feet. was almost a quick attempt. Yelovat's in the game, number 13, sets the pick, now rolls. Now Akyel, well, that was a shot of a high degree of difficulty, and right at the end of the corner, not able to get it off in time was Medford, but all the momentum right now with VEF Riga, who are on a 7-0 run. They lead it 25-20 at the end of the first quarter. VEF Riga 6 of 8 inside the arc, 4 of 6 from deep, and 1 of 1 at the line. I mean, that's not bad shooting from them, but really Gaziantep 5 of 9 inside the arc and 3 of 7 from deep. Not too bad themselves. Perhaps a couple of questionable shots there at the end of the quarter by this Gaziantep team. And you can hear Coach Markovic taking his team to task over their defense. It's like, it's not good enough if we score, if we let them go and score. It's not like we could trade baskets. We got to get some stops. Signs certainly there early on from this Gaziantep team that they were ready to play today. Let's see how they come out after the break at the end of the first quarter. Getting our first look, checking into the game at the newcomer Thames rather, like the Thames River. Number 11. Yelovats, quick turn, right idea, just didn't make the shot, and Krahanen with a good rebound. Blooms from deep. Crawford, quick outlet pass. Here comes Gaziantep. Blooms did a good job of cutting off the break from the right wing. Sanders down low and nowhere to go for Yelovats. Stumbris. How about Stumbris? Well, he's had an old-fashioned three-pointer, and now he's hit one from deep, and it's a 10-0 run for VEF Riga. Stumbris with 6 points. Sanders, he misses badly. And you saw Markovic not happy with the execution. Thames gets in the lane. Outside. Stumbris left open again. How about a weapon off the bench? 9 points. And Stumbris' three forces Markovic to call another timeout.
Play here. Whoever gets the ball wants to finish. Can we make one extra pass?
See the rebounding numbers. You can hear the coach. Says we're not playing any D. We got to pick it up. Just think about how far they've traveled. They've come a long way from Turkey, the middle of Turkey, come all the way to the Balkans. They don't want to lay an egg. They want to come out. That was Thames with the pass. So he collects the assist on that Stumbris three-pointer. Blooms comes up and meets Ulusoy before he gets to midcourt. Good upper body strength there by Blooms. Talked about him being a veteran. Played for Latvia's national team back at the Eurobasket, the FIBA Eurobasket in 2005, the one that was staged in Serbia and Montenegro. And he's played in a lot since, as well as FIBA Olympic qualifying tournaments. Now Akil, and Akil has certainly drawn the ire of Blooms. Blooms looks like he just came out of the weight room. He's been pumping some iron. Better be careful when you try to set a pick on him. Akil bounce pass into the corner. Sanders wide open. Oh boy, that was beautiful basketball. And that is simply a shot that Sanders has got to hit. He's open. They run the play for him, and he converts. So he picks up another foul. He's been plagued by fouls. Freeman is going to inbound the ball. So that stopped the rot, that three-pointer. VEF Riga had been on a 13-0 run before that Sanders three-pointer. Still an 8-point lead here for Riga. Blooms. Now the switch. Blooms open, launches it. And have they called a foul on the three-point shot? Oh boy. That is a tough situation for Gaziantep. Blooms taking not what I would describe as an easy shot from three-point range. And Akil just did not want to let him have an open one. Got his hand up and must have made some contact there. So now Blooms goes to the line and makes the first. Four points for Blooms coming off the bench. So he punishes Gaziantep for having fouled while he was attempting a three. Now three-point attempt. Bedford has it. Jeva grabs the rebound, hands it off. Ulusoy. Now the captain, John Oop, puts it up from deep. Long rebound out to Sanders. They'll reset it. The offense, new 14. Ulusoy. Ulusoy open. This is where, even though they're struggling on offense, Gaziantep, this is the part of the court where they've really got to get things right. And now throwing a shoulder, foul called. Foul called on Krahina. Fouled by John Uga. Bua back in the game. See if they can get the ball down low to Bua. That's what they would like to do. Here he is. Guarded by Krahina, but there's going to be help defense. Come from the weak side. Well, Ulusoy again misses. Second straight miss. Kuritz. Medford wide open. Why not? This time a little too long, but Madsen should have had that rebound, but I think he was trying to grab it too authoritatively. All they had to do is get it with two hands. And then Bua turns it over. Medford on the break, 3-on-1, hands it off to Kuritz, and then he misses the layup. John Uga crosses midcourt. Well, the offense was looking pretty good in the first quarter, but it's dried up a little bit here in the second. Sanders from where he hit a three. Back to Ulusoy. Will the third time be the charm? No, it will not. But Bua there gets the offensive rebound and put back. Much better for Gaziantep. It was a terrific rebound. Yeah, good position. And that forces a timeout from VEF Riga. The free throw numbers and the three-point shooting has been good. Krahina hands it off. Kuritz gets in the paint. John Uga had his hand on it. Now Medford, shot clock winding down, pulls up from about a few meters. Chasing it down was Kuritz, but he stepped out of bounds. Good hustle. His brother Rodion's obviously playing in the NBA with the Brooklyn Nets. Small forward, just 21 years of age. Rich gets in the paint, gets it back. I should say Kuritz's older brother. Kuritz just 19 years of age. Shot clock winding down. Rich gets it over Hachieva. Did he get it off in time? No, he did not. Or yes, he did, but he didn't come close to making it. Oh, nobody picks up Medford. Markovic is going to be, he's not going to be able to control his anger after this one. I mean, that was a layup. Wide open, unmolested, uncontested. Hands open, look, saying, what are we doing, guys? What are we doing? Crawford touch pass. Now Rich from the right wing. And it's back to an 8-point game, but Gaziantep lost defensively on that previous possession. Let's see how they respond this time. Medford bounce pass. And Framinas denied as he gets near the rim. Excuse me, that was Metis. And now the Metis, or Madsen, with the swat. Let's have another look at that one. I mean, that was nice extension by the big Finn. Look at this. Not in this house right here, my friend, he says. This is the house of VEF Riga. Roberts framing us. Over to Medford, give and go. He puts, oh, he missed a layup. And Rich able to get the ball. Now they're breaking. Gaziantep living dangerously. Hachieva into the corner to Crawford. Bounce pass. Oh, Hachieva he was getting ready to go for the rebound. And you almost wonder, I mean, you can understand why Crawford delivered that pass, but you almost wonder if maybe he should have taken the shot. Frustrating sequence. But boy, did Framinas miss the most wide open of layups. Sometimes you get so open that I guess these types of things happen. You lose your concentration. Blooms with a bounce pass and a foul called on Madsen. Who seems to be incensed with the call. Bueno Kalidas was really excited to have Madsen come and play for this Riga team, having really shown some good work in the past with the Finnish national team. And that was just a miscommunication there. The ball thrown right into the hands of Kuritz. Madsen gets it back to him now. Hits a three. And the bottom line is right now Gaziantep just can't get out of their own way. I mean, they're just making mistakes and being punished for those mistakes. Kuritz shows some courage. Look at this. Medford shakes and bakes. He could have gone all the way, but you know what? Medford's like, you know what? My teammate is open, who had the steal, and here he is hitting another three-pointer. Wow. That is Latvian basketball right there. He is getting hot. 2 threes in a row. And look at the smiles. Krahin is saying, come on over, guys. Well, they have been on fire from three-point range in this game. 8 of 12 from three-point range. And Kuritz has been terrific. Kuritz is 3 of 3 from deep, and he's got a game-high 11 points now after that make.
Don't set screens. Guys, we need to shoot the ball. They don't wait for screens. Then we pass the ball when people are not open. Then that's why they commit these stupid turnovers all the time. Stupid turnovers all the time. Because we are late every single time. We have some
7 turnovers to Gaziantep. it's a fine balance between getting on your team, clearly not playing well, but not destroying your team's confidence. And you can feel that with Markovic, the way he's talking. He's got to tell him the truth, but at the same time, he's got to try to keep him on side and keep him fired up. But it's a tough ask sometimes. If they've made a stupid mistake, you got to tell them. Boy, that last turnover was about as bad as it gets. Bua to Rich. Ulusoy probes. Now he's going to launch it from deep and hits the three. Well, it took him 4 tries, but he finally gets one to go. Let's see if that sparks his team. Back to an 11-point game now with 1:15 remaining in the first half. Gaziantep have not shot the ball badly themselves from 3-point range. It's the mistakes that have killed them more than anything. Now the turnover, and Rich is just going to go all the way. Look at that move. And Medford didn't want any part of that. Did the smart thing, getting out of the way. What is Rich saying? You got to be set to shoot it when you catch it, I'm guessing. But look at that, is the value of having Jason Rich. He's going to go out and he's going to talk to your youngsters, give them some advice. Well, no surprise there. 17 points coming from the bench for VEF Riga. You get the feeling this timeout was called more just to kind of stop the run. But look at Ulusoy hitting that 3-pointer. And then it was Rich. It may have been Rich thinking, make sure you spot up over there so you're ready to catch the ball if I decide to pass it to you. But I think he was talking about the previous possession. Really, Gaziantep are fortunate to be down by just 10 points. They have not played well, especially in the defensive end. A good hustle, though. Just as I say that, Crawford hustles down and comes up with a steal. And that is coming out of a timeout that was called by Riga. So Gaziantep getting a little bit of momentum here. Ulusoy has to be careful pushing off, and he does a good job getting the foul called on Medford. You love seeing competitors like Medford come out. And that's what you get in the Basketball Champions League. Ulusoy is getting to go up against a very hard-nosed guard who's not going to let him have anything, no charity whatsoever. But Ulusoy held his ground, gets the foul called, and now he's at the line and he makes the free throw. So 4 important points here by the young man Ulusoy. So now back to an 8-point lead, and depending on what VEF Riga do, Gaziantep, oh, they're going to attack the basket immediately, and they're going to score on the break, and it's going to be VEF Riga now to have a chance to get 2 for 1. They can only take it down to about 8 seconds on the game clock, depending on how long, so they may as well just shoot it if they get the opportunity. Bua fouled, and they're going to count it. Much better. Well, it is, I would say it's a tough shot, but really that's a shot that Bua practices and he really needs to make. And he does. And now he has a chance for a 3-point play. So 16.4 seconds remain. And See Bloom saying push him to the side, don't let him roll to the middle. And Bua makes the free throw. And it's a 7-point game. Boy, Gaziantep have shown a little bit of fight here over the last minute and a half or so. But can they play some defense? They gave away that fast break on the previous possession. Now Medford, a little bit of zigzagging, brings it up. Blooms, pump fake, open from three, short. Matson gets, or Stumbris gets the rebound but misses it. So all in all, I would suggest that Gaziantep fortunate to be trailing just 44-37, but VEF Riga nevertheless will be happy, the happier the two teams as they go to the locker room. Well, that 62% shooting for VEF Riga and 36 from deep from Gaziantep. That's the big story, really. The three-pointers flying in from everywhere. That and also the 5 steals for VEF Riga. You'll notice Gaziantep doing a decent job on the boards. Not a single offensive rebound having been grabbed by VEF Riga. But then again, they have made a lot of their shots. Kuritz has 11. Rich now with a game-high 12 for Gaziantep. Stumbris has 9, a spectacular 9 points coming off the bench. And Bua has 7. Bua could be the key if somehow they could really get him some opportunities. That would be exactly what they need, in my opinion. But even more importantly is they've got to play defense. They've got to play good, solid defense, and they'll see a difference. But VEF Riga, 12 points off the turnovers committed by Gaziantep, and some of those turnovers have been very bad ones indeed. They lead it 44-37 at halftime. VEF Riga 1-2 on the season. Gaziantep 0-3, so it's a hugely important game really for both teams as they try to fight and get their way closer to the top 4. So we're at halftime again, 44-37. VEF Riga on top of Gaziantep. We'll be right back before the start of the second half.
sign. Hatcher spins around, but he's got to make that shot. William Hatcher, are you serious? This guy, veteran, is putting on a show. I mean, he looks like a globetrotter right now.
Double dribble to be called. It isn't. Young gets a little slip, throws it up, and there's the finish.
Running down, and it's good for two. St. Bruce. St. Bruce. Big time slam straight through the middle. Unbelievable. Look at this.
Offensive rebound. Gordikas has been good. He turns it over. Ball kept alive. Marty goes down the floor and gets to the end of the runway and takes off and throws it down for two. Kelvin Martin gets off the 2 feet. There's a little windmill action. Throws it down.
Header bender. Almeida in the lane. Almeida for the win. Doesn't get it, but it's hit back is in. And now, remember, they win the game when Hank is here in overtime. I can't believe it. He stares it down. It is out to the lane. The elevation, and he stares it down on the floor. You remember, after I look.
And what a tough catch by Martin, and he puts it up! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness, he's made it! Was it Stone in the end? Unbelievable. These guys refuse to lose tonight.
right, come on. Here we go. Let's start with more energy. One up on 4, 1, 2, 3, even 5. Okay, we start with the sip side is 1 to attack this network, this big up. 5, 4, 1.
You want the other side? So go on this side, flip it. So you want this side. Don't go down. You want your phone? Hold on. I think man, keep running this other side. Don't forget. You see the screen. You see the screen. Okay. Hey, actually, I'm not moving. All right, let's go. You guys, listen.
44-37, VEF Riga on top of Gaziantep here at the start of the third quarter. Gaziantep with a little bit of a run right at the end of the first half to get closer. They trailed by as many as 14 points, and that will help with Madsen missing a wide open dunk. And the dump. We talked about the importance of Bua getting in to the offense, and Ugat trying to pass him the ball, but unsuccessful there. Starting the second half and picking up an early foul is Murat Göktaş. He actually started last week's game, but he hasn't come into the game until now. So he fouls Kurtz. Medford. Closed off by Bua. Now the pass back to Madsen. Quick pass down low. Krajina, and he puts it up. Beautiful little soft, quick release. To a 9-point lead. Rich in the paint, good rebound, Bua. Oh, Bua has got to go stronger. Not sure if he was able to move his feet there because he didn't. Now the drive and the foul. Kurtz. I think the score should be 46-37. The graphic showing 46-39. Anyway, John Ugat commits the foul and puts Kurtz on the line. And Kurtz misses the first. So it should be 46-37 in favor of VEF Riga. Again, Gaziantep catch a break as Modric misses the first 2 free throws. However, he sinks the second. So it should be 47-37 right now in favor of VEF Riga. And boy, look at Boa this time trying to go up for the dunk. Denied. Now Medford. Medford takes the handoff, takes the bump, and will go to the line. Rich complaining, saying his man Bua was fouled at the other end, and Markovic trying to support his player, but perhaps inside knows there was no foul. But right now it should be 47-39, and excuse me, 47-37. Now make it 48-37 in favor of Riga. Now Bua again. 3-point attempt. Good! How about Gotas? Talk about an X factor. Now Rich after the turnover, and he is not going to miss, is he? He's going to get those balls and go in hard off the turnover. A little bit of sloppy play by Riga. And the drive and the basket by Kurtz gets 2 points right back. And the basket, and excuse me, the turnover. Charge called on Ugut. So the Gaziantep captain sits down with his 3rd foul. Alley-oop, and Madsen couldn't quite get there to fashion a good chance. Tried to tap it in. Good idea. Ulusoy. Bua gets in, spins, and I think Madsen called for a block. See if he got into position. Well, Madsen, tough call against him. Looked like he played pretty good defense there. 51-42. Ulusoy has the ball knocked away and now stolen. Turnovers have been the real problem for this Gaziantep team today. 3-point attempt, good! And exactly that, as Blooms punishes them after the turnover to take the lead back to 12 points. Timeout called by Gaziantep. See the rebounding numbers. Gaziantep up 18-16 in that department. So Blooms had that three-pointer to take it back to a double-digit lead. It's kind of 2 steps forward, 3 steps back for Gaziantep. See if they can get it going here again. Nice turn, nice move, and that's much better from Bua. Crawford called for a foul. And they've got problems, Gaziantep, because over the limit with more than 5 minutes remaining means 5 fouls already on this Gaziantep team. VEF Riga are going to be shooting free throws the rest of the way here in this third quarter. VEF Riga. Kurtz makes the first. He is having himself quite a game today. 16 points already. Still have 15 minutes remaining. Now make it 17 points. And he's hitting them from deep. He's scoring on drives and is making his free throws, or at least a majority of them. Rich to Bua, and a foul on Madsen, and now a technical foul called on Madsen, who hasn't liked any of the fouls that have been called on him. And I think the referees are just kind of delivering a little bit of a message here. Let us do the calling, whether the call is right or wrong. So Rich at the line, so potential 3-point trip down the floor this time. And Rich continues to have himself a good scoring game. So he got the foul and the technical foul. So no, I think the foul's not on Medford. The foul is on Madsen, and he's fouled out of the game. So he is gone. That was foul number 5. And that is an interesting, they lose an important body inside. Goktas, however, pulls up and misses. Yeah, let that be a lesson, folks. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, the referees are not perfect, but they're pretty good at their craft, and they're going to call what they see, and it's not going to help your case to remonstrate too much. Just play the game. It's cost Madsen an extra foul, and he's out of the game now after the technical. Ulasoy drifts into the paint. Back outside to Crawford. Puts it up on the baseline, misses everything. He's too good of an offensive threat to put up an air ball in that situation. That's hard to figure. Now Blooms again, another three-pointer. So easily distinguishable when he lets it fly. And now it's a 14-point advantage. Crawford drives in. Back outside, Ulusoy hits the three-pointer. I'll tell you what, his right foot was oh so close to the three-point line. I mean, if you looked at it, it must have been a matter of 1/10 of a centimeter. I mean, that's how close it was, or millimeter, excuse me. Blooms in the paint, feeling it obviously, and now he is going to be called for a technical foul. So mouthing off at the referees, not doing VEF Riga any favors. I guess they figure they're up. Blooms figures they're up by as many points as they are. If he's going to get a technical, now's the time to do it. But again, it's giving Gaziantep hope. And with 13 minutes remaining, Rich makes another free throw. It's kind of unusual to see a veteran like Blooms make shout out in that situation and get a technical. Ulusoy drives in, puts it up with the left or the right hand, and in the end it scores. Boy, Ulusoy is having one of the best games he's ever had in the Basketball Champions League. He looks like a different player tonight. Medford gets it to the corner, and how about that? Framinus hits the three-pointer. He's got to be careful though, because he was talking to the ref. Rich gets in the paint. Into the corner, Crawford for three. Oh, goes in and out. Bua, though, able to get the rebound. This game getting a little sassy, a little saucy, and Crawford loses it, has it taken away by Medford. Blooms back to Medford, out to the corner, or to the three-point arc is Currents. And he drills yet another three-pointer. He has been on fire tonight. Stroking the three from the wing. He's perfect from deep. 4-4, 19 points. He's starting to get into all team of the week territory. Rich tries to answer, and he does. We must be leading the competition in three-pointers made with answers. Three-point answers as well, because it seems like several occasions tonight one team has hit a three-pointer and the other team has gone right to the other end and hit a three. It's been a fun basketball game. A little sloppy at times, but it's been fun. Final seconds ticking off the clock on the shot clock, and Bua did all he could do. Just a great finish by Medford. The lead is 13. All Gaziantep can do is keep playing. Got to try to execute on offense and get those stops, but this time Ulusoy, bad decision. Bua was double teamed. I mean, somebody was fronting him. They had somebody behind him. They got to go to plan B. He's not Superman. He's not going to be able to catch that ball. So Kraina fouled, and now he has a chance for free throws. It really and truly has been a case tonight of Gaziantep making mistakes and making their lives miserable with those mistakes. They played okay in some phases of the game. But the scoreboard does not lie. They trail by 13 points. And second one is good. And in terms of Points off turnovers, 21 points off turnovers for VEF Riga. Just 6 points off turnovers for Gaziantep, and that pretty much sums up the entire game. And I'm sure that when Nene Markovic, if his team ends up losing this game, looks at the box score, he's going to see that stat that says points off turnovers, and he's just going to go into a room, shut the door, and scream. Oh, beautiful pass. Nice play by Bua and Hachieva there. Still a long way to go, though. More than 10 minutes remaining. If Gaziantep can knuckle down on defense and stop turning the ball over, they've got a chance. Got a good chance. Framinas tries to pass it. They turn it over. Now Rich. Do they want to hold it for one? Possibly. They could. Shot clock is off. So 10 seconds. And I think this is the right thing to do. Rich. Into the corner it goes. Uga gets it to go, the three-pointer. How about that for execution? And just like that, it's back to a 9-point game. And the fact that they have been able to get this deficit back to single digits in many respects is unbelievable. But it's VEF Riga leading it 68-59 over Gaziantep, 10 minutes remaining. %71% from three-point range, VEF Riga tonight. I mean, that is good by anybody's standards. And then you look at Gaziantep, they're 45%. That's 9 of 20. I mean, that is, it's not average in terms of percentage, but any coach will take that. I mean, that is excellent in terms of three-point shooting. Fourth quarter underway. And a three-pointer is good. And now the deficit is just 6 points. Uga now with 3 threes himself. Medford tries to answer with a 3. And great hustle by Gaziantep. Beating the defense to the ball, gives it back to Rich. It's game on, folks. Rich pulls up. Oh, they needed that, but look at Bua hustling the second effort. Now Hachieva left wide open. Look at Bua battling away for the offensive rebound. Oh, terrific work twice by Ivan Bua. Bua puts it up and in. Now it's a 4-point game. Boy, Ivan Bua, that trip down the floor was an all-star. He was terrific. Well, I'll tell you what, all bets are off here, but if Gaziantep are able to come from behind and win this game tonight, this would be an unbelievable win for them. And there's no telling what it would do for their season. Blooms. Outside it goes. Stumbris this time off to the left, and Ivan Bua with the rebound. Bua's been terrific here in the fourth quarter. See if they try to go to him again. John Hachieva passes it up, gets inside, and that time tried to do a little bit too much. Krahinen knocked it out of his hands. Now Blooms puts up a crazy three. I mean, crazy. That was a pickup three. Gailitas might be thinking about bringing Blooms out after that. Bua for three. Well, that just would have brought the house down. Certainly back in Croatia. So it's back in the game. Now they pass it down low. Oh, boy, that is a tough play, a tough finish, and that is a heartbreaking finish as well for Gaziantep, who had played great defense. But Krahinen has that quick release. We've seen it a few times tonight. Bua out to Ugut, short. Hachieva there catches the air ball. Shot clock about to expire, and look at that, Drew Crawford buries a three-pointer. It's game on, folks, here in Riga. It's 70-67. Gaziantep showing tremendous fight. VEF Riga have left the door open for a comeback, and now the turnover. John Ugut. Sanders takes the bump and earns a trip to the line. Boy, that would have been a three-point play opportunity. Gailitas, where has it gone wrong? And Stumbris having words with Hachieva. Look at this. Oh, yeah, Hachieva, a little bit of extras there. It's a good thing the referee didn't see that. That little right elbow. And Stumbris had every right to have words with him after that. And Hachieva has to be careful because you don't want to do something stupid with your team has all the momentum to then pick up a technical. I mean, that would have been, I would have sent him home. Sanders gets it to go. Now it's a two-point game. And a one-point game. And Markovic can hardly believe it. So Panda Bear does not look too concerned. Hood comes out of the game. Medford into the corner. Now the drive and the miss. And now the Hachieva on the break gets it up to Crawford. He's going to drive in. Oh, can you believe it? Gaziantep have taken the lead. What a comeback from the Turkish club. Astonishing. They have risen from the dead, folks. VEF Riga have just completely lost the plot here. They've lost the initiative in the second half. Tell you, it really, you know, you look back at some of the decision making, what's happened here to VEF Riga in this second half, as you look at the assists and the turnovers, and certain things come to mind. You've got a couple of technical fouls that have been called. One of them cost Madsen his place in the game. He had to go to the bench. So he was called for a foul. He didn't like it. He complained. He picked up a technical. He goes out of the game. Jason Rich makes the free throw. Then Blooms doesn't get a foul called. He complains. He gets a technical. Rich goes to the foul line, makes the free throw. Then Blooms comes down and takes a crazy three-pointer, misses. And, you know, this is a Gaziantep team that believes right now it's going to get a road win. Ivan Bua, meanwhile, terrific, especially at the start of the fourth quarter with the hustle, the extra effort on the offensive boards, getting the ball back for his team. And really now, VEF Riga, their fans must be stunned. They are trailing in this game. Blooms. Here's Kuritz. Dumps it. Framinas denied. Hatsieva with the rebound. And Yelovac's fouled while attempting the three by Medford. 3 free throws coming for the Serbia international. I mean, there's a long way to go in this, 5.5 minutes, but it has been an astonishing comeback, and you have to say also a collapse by VEF Riga. Yelovac makes the first. This is the second. And the third free throw is good. And now the foul on the perimeter. Gaziantep. It was Yelovac. And Ulusoy with a foolish reach. That's just lazy defense. Incredibly lazy defense. He's got to move his feet, stay in front of Medford. Now he picks up foul number 4, and anything more for Gaziantep puts him over the line, and it puts VEF Riga at the charity stripe. So Gaziantep now over the limit on that next foul. Blooms, much better, and drills the 3. And ties it at 73. Yelovac back to Sanders. Now 3-point attempt from Crawford rattles out. This is where Gaziantep have given themselves a great chance for an unlikely comeback, but now starting to show cracks yet again. Kahina with an easy catch and a layup. And all of a sudden the momentum has shifted. The double team, somebody's got to be open. Hatsieva was at 6s and 7s, didn't know where he was, and it left Prahina wide open. So 5 unanswered points, and the timeout has been called by Nenad Markovic.
26 points in the paint for Riga, just 4 more.
Than this Gaziantep team. Well, I'll tell you what, Krajina has been pretty solid tonight. See those 11 points. Well, important minutes here from the young point guard Ulusoy going up against Medford. Ulusoy just to his right. Hatsieva now down to Yelovats, and he is fouled by Medford. They had a foul to give. I'm not sure I would have committed that foul, to be honest. I'm not sure Yelovats would have gone ahead and posted him up. Yelovats has 2 points in 5.5 minutes. Now Medford has 4 fouls. There's Yelovats again. Puts it up on the baseline, drills it and ties it at 75. Well, this Gaziantep team has been so close this season, especially losing in overtime at Nymburk. Nymburk winning that one by just 2 points. Will tonight be their night on the road in Riga? And Blooms drives in and earns the trip to the free throw line. Well, it's the right play by Giannis Blooms. Certainly attacking the basket, good things will happen. Ulusoy looked like he played pretty good defense. He went up, had his hands up, but I guess, again, sometimes the attacking player is rewarded as he gets to the rim, gets to the basket, and Bloom makes the first. Ulusoy, meanwhile, picks up his 3rd foul. So Blooms now with 16 points, 5 of 5 at the free throw line. Yelovats just hit the ball on the baseline, just hit the jumper rather. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Ulusoy drifts into the paint. Oh, his pass goes over the head of Crawford, who was cutting towards the basket. Blooms from the right corner. Battle for the ball. Hatsieva has it. Crawford. And now Hatsieva. Rebound. Yelovats. Into the corner it goes. Crawford from deep. Count it! The 3-pointer is good from Crawford. Gaziantep back in front. Well, this is certainly the game of the night. The way it's unfolded, this incredible comeback by Gaziantep. It looked like they were folding up their tent and ready to go home, and here they are, but now they trail again. They lose Stumbras. The double team leaving the backup forward open. VEF Riga up by a point. Rich from deep, count it! That's what he does! Boy, is big time Jason Rich tonight. 22 points, 81-79. Medford, will they get another easy shot like last trip down? He's looking down low. He holds up his hand. He's like, I got it. Pulls up, long two. That's good. He ties it up, Medford. Ain't nothing but a thing, he says. I got this. Look at this. Ulusoy, and having seen how many times the referee has called fouls on the three-point shot tonight, you know that you want to get the hand up, but man, you got to be awfully careful that you do not fall into the shooter. 81 apiece. This is the type of game that these players live for. Who's going to be the hero? We've seen some great contributions here in the fourth quarter from a whole cast of characters, including Rich, who's used to doing that. And now a foul is called, so he will go to the line. That is not a good foul by Framinus. Jason Rich, a great free throw shooter. We've seen him go to the line tonight already and take care of business. He's 3 of 3, but of course making free throws with 1:15 remaining and the game tied, it's a little bit harder. This Gaziantep team winning their first game over the weekend in Turkey. Now they're going for their first win in the Basketball Champions League. Will they get it? It would be a famous win. Rich makes the first. He has been as good as advertised tonight. 23 points now for Rich. And this time he misses the second. It's 1 of 2. And now it's back to VEF Riga and Medford. Turn. Oh, and he missed it. Krahina has been so tough in the paint. I would have put money on him making that shot. So now he was 5 of 6 before that. Now he's 5 of 7 for the game. Just to not stay with the shot. Rich, and now Rich loses it. As he gets into the paint, it looked like he had a potential layup. Watch. He just kind of lost it. And Jason Rich is upset with himself. He's missed a free throw, and now he's turned it over. I'll tell you what, this is one of these things where if you're Gaziantep, if you win, you are going to have a long journey back to Turkey, and it's going to be a happy journey. But if you lose, goodness me, it's going to be an agonizing journey. One-point game. Gaziantep on top, going for their first win of the season. Will they get it, or will it be VEF Riga getting their second win in 4 games? Blooms back. Shot clock winding down. Blooms has got it. He's going to have to launch it. He does from 3. And the rebound from Yelovats. And the foul has been called on Krahina. Oh, Blooms would have been a hero there if he'd made the 3. He's got 16 points, but he's only 4 of 12 from the floor now. The VEF Riga led by 14 points, and oh my goodness, Gaziantep at the free throw line, missing the first. He makes the second, so Riga can tie it with a 2 or a couple of free throws, or they can take the lead with a 3. I would try to get the ball in Kurtz's hands. Oh, what a game it's been, folks. What a game it has been. Excitement, as usual, Basketball Champions League style. And tonight, it's in Riga, where Gaziantep have come from 14 points down, and they lead it by 2. Medford has it. What's the play? The high pick, and offensive foul called on Blooms. And Blooms, well, he's going to go over to the bench. See again, here he comes to set the pick. And the referee essentially, watch what he does with, he creates a little bit of space. He bumps the defender and he picks up his 5th foul. And that's just a lack of execution for that last play. John Ugat, meanwhile, goes down. They're going to have a look and see if it was an unsportsmanlike. I don't think so. I don't think they're going to call an unsportsmanlike. But I've been wrong before. And certainly Blooms is the most dejected of players. Well, I have to see that again now. What's it? I mean, it's definitely a physical play. Kind of led with the right shoulder. I don't think they'll call it, but I would understand if they did. So these two guys are on the call. So no, they're not calling it, and I think that's definitely the right decision. I mean, it's a physical play, and certainly John Ugat goes down and takes the worst of the foul, and now it's a chance for Gaziantep to get this unlikeliest of victories. And their club brass are going to be over the moon if they can get a win tonight. I mean, this is really this owes a lot to them staying with it, not quitting, but it owes just as much to VEF Riga just completely losing the initiative. I mean, they just lost their composure in too many instances tonight, and especially with those technical fouls. You know, the way the Basketball Champions League is, though, you would not write off VEF Riga's chances of still getting a win tonight. I mean, crazy things happen. You could also see a steal, a 3-pointer, or you could see overtime. I mean, they will foul. They will go for the steal, and then they'll foul and try to get to the line and force them to miss and hope they miss free throws. And if they miss one of two, then VEF Riga would still have time to get a game-tying 3. But then if you're Gaziantep, you allow them to take a 3. But anyway, let's see what happens. Obviously, they're going to go for the steal first. Stumberts is guarding the inbounds. Now Rich has it, and he is fouled by Metis. Quite a bit of time went off the clock there. A couple of seconds. 83-81. And I think definitely what you do, if he makes 2, you just go back and play defense. You definitely do not risk committing a foul. And Rich, shooter's roll, makes it. And Markovic right now is scratching his head and saying, I can't believe we have a chance to win this game. Because they were going nowhere fast for much of the contest. And he makes the second, and it's a 4-point lead. You do not want to foul the 3-point shooter. You don't even contest it. Just let him have it. No. He takes it, and he puts it up, and that is it. That is it, folks. Gaziantep, an unlikely come-from-behind victory, showing you that basketball was a 40-minute game, and you can't be like VEF Riga tonight. Their players really have lost the plot in many respects. Gaziantep win it 85-81 over VEF Riga. Well, the captain wants to get the team together. And Ivan Bua, he was great. Coach Galidas can't believe it. And Blooms hits himself on the chest and almost as if to say, it's my bad. I mean, it's not all on him, not at all. It's, you know, you win together and you lose together. And there were other plays that were not made by his teammates. Blooms did have the 16 points, but I wouldn't say it was a great 16 points. Anyway, 15 of 30 for Riga inside the arc, 13 of 23. They shot 57% from deep, and they still lost. And that's because Gaziantep also had 13 three-pointers. Gaziantep decisively winning the rebounding battle, 11 offensive rebounds. Riga did have those 10 steals, but you can't say enough really about some of these players for Gaziantep. Bua, 11 points. He was playing big time in the important moments. Crawford had some very big contributions, and of course Rich, you know, his 25 points says it all. Kurtz, it's hard to believe that he could have the type of shooting game that he had tonight and not be on a winning team. He was 6 of 8 from the floor, a perfect 4 of 4 from three-point range, and 3 of 4 from the line. He also had 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and was plus 23 efficiency. But Jason Rich was the highest rated player tonight, efficiency-wise, plus 27. And that is exactly why Gaziantep brought Jason Rich to the club, because he's that good. He can make that sort of difference on every single game. And for me, really, I mean, there are numerous keys for Gaziantep moving forward if they're going to have a chance to win games this season. They've got to get a lot out of Bua. Yelovats has to be able to make more of an impact throughout the game. He played well in the second half. Drew Crawford goes without saying, he's got to play well on both ends of the floor. And Ulusoy, as the backup point guard, has to come in and contribute the way that he did tonight. Okay, he made a couple of mistakes, but he also contributed. He had 9 points, he had 4 rebounds, he had a steal, and you know, you got to remember as well that with Ulusoy, you know, he's still young, so he's growing. He's figuring some things out, and he will have figured a few things out tonight. You know, 23 years of age. He's definitely getting the minutes that he did not get when he was at Bandirma. So now is his opportunity to grow up, and they need Hachieva as well to play at a certain level. And let's not forget the captain. I mean, John Uger also played very well tonight. 9 points, 3 of 5 from three-point range. He did have 3 turnovers and just 1 assist, which is not good, but at least he contributed. And for VEF Riga, it's a case of, wow, yeah, we blew one tonight. But anyway, great win for Gaziantep, 85-81 over VEF Riga. And you can see there that was much needed as they climb, at least for now, in the standings to 1-3. And they leapfrog VEF Riga, who are also 1-3. So that's it, folks. 85-81. Gaziantep win it over VEF Riga here in the Basketball Champions League. Gaziantep get their first win of the Basketball Champions League season.